Okay, so when I told everybody get this book, I said there's a lot in it. And, definitely going to restate that here. I mean, there's a lot in here, and so now after the four reminders and going up to that or over that, we're moving into just the introduction. Okay, so we haven't got to the book, and the introduction itself I'm not even going to be able to finish today. I think there's so much to think about just in the introduction, but of course, plenty of time to do this. So introduction is titled Approaching the Gateway. We take such pride in human life and think of ourselves as the most intelligent, sensible form of existence. Yet with all of our endowments, we still cannot find happiness or peace. Unable to realize our human potential and possibilities, we allow an entire lifetime to slip away. A lifetime that could be of such tremendous benefit to others and ourselves. What is the obstacle to sharing, caring, and having loving kindness for all sentient beings? Why do fabrications or facades arise as barriers to honest human communication? And why do we live in constant extremes of hope and fear without the common sense to do something about it? We really need to think about this. In the Buddhist tradition, attaining a human life is said to occur as rarely as a blind turtle who, surfacing in a vast ocean once every 100 years, manages to put his head through a wooden yoke floating in all directions on the surface of the water. A more contemporary analogy is the likelihood that a pea dropped from an airplane will be caught on the head of a pin held by someone on the ground. There's an image for you. That is how rare and therefore how precious a human birth is said to be. With it we attain a precious opportunity, the opportunity to attain enlightenment or realization in this lifetime. The opportunity is the result of aspirations made over the course of innumerable lifetimes. From a Buddhist point of view, when these aspirations mature and meet with the right conditions and teachers, it is possible for us to enter the path of practice and attain enlightenment. For such rare circumstances to come to fruition, we must understand our relationship to this path. And I'll keep going on with these. I'll keep them, obviously minimum 10-minute chunks. So the next part, what is enlightenment? Obviously she's hit right to the core here. This is all about enlightenment. Buddhists all about enlightenment. But what is enlightenment? So human beings have such an attraction to complexity. We seem to think that if it's so difficult just to earn money for a square meal, enlightenment must be very difficult, mysterious, and complicated indeed. It doesn't occur to our common sense mind to actually see where these teachings are leading. When we enter a path of practice, we have to know where it goes. We have to enter the spiritual path with our eyes wide open. From the ultimate point of view and from the very beginning, we're talking about attaining enlightenment, which is very simply the innate nature of all sentient beings. Enlightenment is not about becoming something or someone else. It is the recognition of our intrinsic human nature, which is absolute truth. This absolute true nature is called Buddha nature. The term Buddha, from Sanskrit tathat or tathagata, means gone beyond, going beyond an ignorant state to become completely inseparable from absolute truth, which is our genuine ground. This is the essence of Buddhism and the main focus of our understanding and practice. Enlightenment goes by many names: absolute truth, nirvana, liberation, freedom from suffering, freedom from ignorance, Buddha mind, true nature of mind, fundamental ground, Tathagatagarbha, these are Surgatagarbha, nature of suchness, as it is, primordial wisdom, which that's my personal favorite, emptiness and luminosity, bliss and emptiness, and wisdom and compassion. All of these terms refer to ultimate realization. This is the fruition that begins sentient beings from the state of ignorance to complete freedom. And this is our aspiration as we begin to practice. Never lose touch with this. When the fruition is truly understood, the ground we stand on and the path we walk on must be maintained with the same understanding. Buddha nature is the heart quality of all sentient beings. It is necessary to recognize this core essence in ourselves as well as in others. Our own basic nature is free from ignorance, grasping, or conceptual judgments. There is no room for illusion or falsity in absolute truth. Because it's inseparable from wisdom and compassion, there is no room for evil, greed, selfishness, ignorance, anger, or attachment. This intrinsic ground of goodness is undeniable. All beings appreciate qualities of goodness, wisdom, compassion, and kindness because this is our fundamental nature. Being aware of this is one thing. However, maintaining awareness is something else. So I'll just let y'all ruminate on that one, and if anything occurs to you, feel free to express it out in this virtual discussion, and I'll move on.